Frustration mounting as just over 150 learners in the South of Johannesburg have been without a desk or a classroom since the beginning of the academic year.
I've got two learners in the Gilview High, one in grade 8 and one in grade 9. The children were not placed from January this year. The department promised to place them temporarily in 2 schools, which happened, but then after the lockdown, they promised to build a school for the children, which did not happen.
The department says space in schools is an issue in the area. Alternatives have been made to place these pupils.
In Johannesburg South, we have a capacity challenge. We then decided that we're going to build a new high school. The name of the school is Gilview High School. So these learners will ultimately be allocated at that school. That's the new school, which will be in construction next year, 2021. But interimly, we then place the learners at Sir John Adams.
This has been going on for the last 7 months now. My child is in grade 9. In March, the Department of Education allocated them a space at the Hill High School where they placed the grade 9s in the tuck shop, and the grade 10s, they allocated them 2 movable classes, while the grade 8s were hosted at Sir John Adamson in the hall.
While the coronavirus interrupted the schooling year for many, these pupils found themselves once again without a classroom.
These kids have not been assisted even during the lockdown with online classes. We don't know what's going to happen to these kids. We don't know if they're going to repeat classes. We don't know if they'll ever be in a conducive study environment.
We had different meetings with them trying to find out what's happening, what is going to happen when our kids and other kids are called back to school. Because remember, now Sir John and the Hill said that they cannot accommodate our children anymore because of the COVID rules and the social distancing. So now again, we were left with no school or anywhere where our children would actually be schooled.
Unfortunately, COVID-19 dictated that the space that was allocated to these learners, the school will then say, no, we need the space so that we can then conform to necessary protocols. We have been liaising with all our schools, giving them options.
Once again, the department sought out neighboring high schools to accommodate these learners. This time, President High offered, but funds are needed to create space.
In principle, the head of the department agreed with their suggestion and supported their request to say, indeed, we see that you want to assist us. We are supporting that process. We have already started with the process of interacting with our external stakeholders on how we're going to be assisting you with the transfer of the funds that you require. And that letter was sent to the school. Unfortunately, the school with the SGB, they then felt that they need more information when coming to reassurance. They need a date on when we're going to be transferring the money and how much will that be. But we don't have a reason of not committing or of not providing them with the budget that is required.
Parents, however, feel they're being sent from pillar to post.
The department promised us 2 weeks ago, Steve Mabona, to be specific, promised the parents that the department is now willing to assist the children and they will approve the budget for President High School to accept these classes, and these children are supposed to start 2 days after the interview or after the promises were made. To date, these kids are still not in school. The department is still giving us a runaround.
Where should our children be schooled? What future are we building? Should we leave our children to stay at home, not being taught?
The department will meet with the school's representatives as well as the school's governing body to accelerate the process to allow these pupils to return to class. Hasina Gori, SABC News, Johannesburg,